Hey, hi, this is Sandeep, and in this tutorial I'm going to explain you about resource bundles. Okay, so in this right now I have employees EU and employees view with me. Okay, so if you run this application module, you will find this as the output. So you can just scroll through here. Okay, so here basically number of things are mentioned like first name, last name. Now this was actually the attribute name, so by default it is displaying the attribute name over here and attribute value whatsoever it is fetching from the DB, it is displaying here. So this can be modified. You may want the user, you may want to give the user to present you with the sentence, with a clean sentence like give me your full name, or give me your first name, or give me your last name, like that. So that will be a string. When you say give me your full name, that will be a string. And if you want to notify the user that first name can only contain only 12 characters, right? So that will be a validation rule that you will be adding in this. So again, in that validation rule you will provide a message saying that this can be maximum of the 12 characters. So an application, if you talk about an enterprise application, that enterprise application will be full of all these kinds of strings and messages all together, right? So it's very much important for architects to have a common place in which they put all these strings. So here also in ADF we have this as model, we have this as resource bundle. So in the resource bundle property file, this is when I say resource bundle, that is actually a property file in which we maintain those kinds of strings. So let's go with this tutorial and we'll learn with the example, with this example. So in place of this you want to display give me your first name. Okay, so that will be a string. So we are not going to hard code anything right here. We're going to store that inside a file. So I'll just close this. First of all, uh, here is our employee EO. If you go inside this, you want this one, right? First name. So double click it. Here you will have the control hints. So in the control hints, if you type give me your first name, right? So give me your first name. So this is how right now there is, in this project, in this model project, right now there is no resource bundle file present. Okay, when I type this and when I click apply and OK, then for the first time it's going to create a property file which will be the resource bundle for this project. So if I click give me your, if I click apply, OK, so here you see this file has been generated. If you open it, you will find give me your first name. So whatever string I provided over there has been stored under this model bundle property. Okay, so and it's gonna store the things in form of name value pair. So it has right now stored under this form. So now you know that this bundle, resource bundle, has been formed for this project, right? So you can use this each and every time while creating the strings for the other. For example, here you have written give me your first name. So now if you run this application, you will find this as the string, give me your first name. Okay, and let's say you want to have you want to notify the user that this can have max 12 chars. Okay, so this is also a string. If you click apply and OK, so if you go to the resource bundle, see these two strings, both of them have been stored here. Okay, now if you run the application, so this is your output, and as you can see give me your first name is mentioned over here. So this string, it is fetching basically from this. And how it is fetching, it will actually this is your string, sorry. So it will be fetching this string with the help of this key. Okay, so ADF is basically calling this key, and corresponding to this key it is fetching the string whatever is mentioned here. So here you have this, and if you put the cursor over here, you can get the tooltip also. Oh yeah, actually sorry, actually what happens is this will display give me your first name, and when you hover your mouse over here, right, then it will show you this tip. As you can see, this can have max 12 characters, right? So that was the tool tip. Now we will go okay. So now as you see, as I defined one string here, this file was generated automatically. This model, this resource bundle was generated automatically here, right? So you can see the actually you can see the project properties. Right click and project properties. So as you can see, if you select resource bundle over here, so resource bundle for this project, what properties it is having, it is defined over here. Okay, so it says one bundle per project. That is to say that per project it's gonna ADF is gonna provide one resource bundle, and the name of that will lie model bundle. That is to say, here also it's a model bundle. It's actually by default it will take the project name and then it will append bundle, and it will be property file, so dot properties. So that's how it's gonna name it, and it's going to have one resource bundle per project. So that is the basic configuration present over here. If you select use project settings, then the same settings for this project, the same setting for this project is going to apply to this project regardless of whatever user it sees. I mean, number of users can see, and what all others users will log in and see this, they will see the same properties configured. If you select use custom settings, okay, and customize setting, then whatever setting right now here you give, it will be only and only for you, for this particular user who is doing this change. Okay, so that is all about the setting of the resource bundle. And let's put something about the last name also. Okay, we click the last name. Now we say give me your last name. Okay, now in the tooltip we again now want to have the same string what we provided with the first name. That is to say, we want to have maximum 12 characters here. So in spite of typing again here, we can just go here in the search button, and it will allow you to see here is our resource bundle. It will be present in the drop down list, and it is present because it is already generated for this project. So here you can type whatever text you want, but as you want this one which is already existing, so you can just select this and click select, so it will be selected here. So that's a kind of a reusability that you are having, right? And suppose give me your last name is there. Okay, so you have defined here, just click apply and okay. Now if you run it, here is your output, and give me your last name is here, and if you hover your mouse over here, you'll find this can have max 12 characters. So this is how a resource bundle is defined for the model project. Now I will tell you something about view controller. Okay, when you come to the I'll just close these. When you come to the view controller, there are actually pages over here, right? So I will just open one page which doesn't have right now anything, and I will just place panel accordion here. Okay, just to show you some basic functionality here. So as you can see, this is present over here. Now you want to show some text, some modified string. Let's say for example you want to show your card. So one way is this. Okay, you can show with the help of hard-coded string, but we would not like to do that because there will be lot of strings available on the pages. Okay, for example on each and every button there would be a string like go and click me and submit me and all those stuffs, and here also a lot of instructions will be there. So we don't want to hard code each and every time. Okay, because we can maintain again a separate property file here. So right now there is no resource bundle defined for this view controller, and the same settings are there. If you go to the project properties, the same settings are there. It will define the view project with this name, that is the project name, and then it will append bundle, and then it will be property file defined under this. So right now we don't have, as you define one string, then you will get it. Okay, so now what we'll do, we'll simply say we'll go here and see select text resource. Okay, so now it has created our view controller bundle. When you demand that I want to see the select resource, select text resource, then it will create. And now you can say your cart. Okay, so this will be your value and this is this, so you can save and select right now. This is the first time you are providing, so providing this value, so it will ask you save and select inside this resource bundle. So you can go ahead with that and see here it has changed to a binding, basically kind of a binding. So here now hard-coded string is not present, right? So now you can access it with this help. Now what we'll do, actually this is somewhat looking complicated, like view controller bundle dot, so wherever it is written like this, you can figure it out that okay boss, this is going under this file and here your string is present. Okay, but what will happen in the enterprise application, everything will be in form of expression language, right? So here also it's using expression language, but let's define one simple variable. In spite of all this long stuff, let's define one simple variable. Okay, so I'll just show you how to do that. So now what we'll do, we'll go to the faces config file. Okay, and here you go to application and here you will have resource bundle. So you need to tell here, you need to register here that what is your view, what is your resource bundle existing. So you need to have proper you need to add and then proper package name with the package name view controller bundle. Okay, and let's define a variable name for it, var1, let's say. Okay, so now that we have defined this variable, now we can access whatever is inside this with the help of this variable. We can access any string which is present inside this file, this resource bundle file, with the help of this variable. Okay, now let's see how we can do it. Earlier we were using this string. Okay, so now we can replace this string with the help of that variable that we defined. So now you have to go to not select text resource, you have to go to the expression builder, and here as you see we have our variable, and through that this is your cart, I mean this is your key, right? So here is it. This way you can access this. With the help of this variable you are gaining the access to the resource bundle in which this key is present. You click OK and now you have got this and you have got the text over here. Okay, now let's say let's say I want to have one button over here. So I have a button over here. Now again I want to show same thing, your cart on this. Okay, let's suppose we want to show something different. Now we want to migrate to other page. Now we want to have here proper text, right? So here what we can do, we can again go here and we can directly now go to the expression builder. We can say we want now we don't have the key present in the view controller, right? So what we can do, we can type here, let's try key 1. Okay, or you can say URL payment URL. Okay, so this is our key, so you can go ahead with this and it will show you like this. So now if you go inside the view controller, you can define this payment URL as your string, whatever you want to go with. Go to payment. Okay, now if you come back, so when you run this page basically you will get the value from here. Okay, and let's run it to check it. Go to. So I hope this explains you about the resource bundle very well. I will see you in the next tutorial.